All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into game number 1 of match 3. It is Choya against Beastie Cutie. I can't wait for this action to go down TVP. We're going to start off on tal'darim altar. Jeff, you ready?
My eyes were down because I was getting ready, but I'm there now, and I'm really excited. Beastie Cutie, of course, as we were talking about kind of earlier. I have a small love affair going on with him. I think he plays a really fun brand of StarCraft 2. Highly underrated player. And then Choya, I might have had the pleasure of knocking him out of an MLG, so of course, naturally, what that means is I think he's one of the best players on the planet.
If not the best.
Easily. Easily top 3 Protoss.
Like Artosis level.
Yeah, he's up there. And I just, on a serious note, I think Choya is a really good player. I mean, one of the nice things here, too, is a lot of people do want to count out Choya, and he constantly makes his way into these clan wars. And
How dare you?
What?
How dare you talk about Artosis like that?
What did I say about Artosis?
On a serious level.
I can't tell.
How dare you?
I will be seeing Artosis at PAX East, by the way. Come say hi to us. He will be there with me, commentating my matches against fans, and I've already kind of planned a bunch of different gags to run, so it's going to be a lot of fun. 2
pro Protoss players going to be in the same place.
Yeah.
At PAX East. Definitely check it out, ladies and gentlemen.
Of course, Artosis is not a professional Protoss player.
He's not?
Give me a break.
But I see him on stream all the time, man.
Good.
And he always talks about he's super pro.
Well, I'm not going to... He is. He's a good player. He's got a great stream.
Love his stream.
He's not paid to play. He's paid to commentate. Beastie Cutie, starting off on tal'darim altar, lower right-hand side, the green Terran. His team is trailing 0-2 to FXO. FXO is the monster that was woken up, man. They did not like that 3-0 beating they took in the last clan war to knock them into this 3rd and 4th place match. And they want that $1,000. Top left-hand side is FXO Choya. So joking aside, the point I do want to make, Choya kind of got a bad rap. Again, a lot of comments coming from really big vocal members in the community, namely Artosis, or Tastosis rather, and Idra, had some pretty cutting things to say about him. But yet, every time we see these 4-man clan wars, he's one of those top 4 guys. I mean, not necessarily every time, but a lot of the time, he's making appearances, and that's not an availability thing. That's FXO saying we think he's the guy to win as one of our top 4 players. So pretty interesting stuff. If you were to describe Choya, I think you talk about him as like an aggressive Protoss that is very willing to do cheese.
Yeah, and definitely tal'darim altar has a lot of capabilities to do that. We'll see if he actually tries to do anything right now. No second gas, which leads me to believe that it is going to be either 1-gate expansion or a 4-gate. Now, 4 gates, a little bit more common, I think, with the Korean scene than the foreign scene.
They love it.
Definitely within the range of Choya. We'll see what he does. Judging by the chrono boosts, though, I highly doubt we will see a 4-gate.
You don't think so? I mean, he's double chrono boosting out Stalkers. That's pretty unusual. I have to agree with you to a certain extent. Like, if it was going to be a 4-gate, I think you chrono boost the Cybernetics core. But the reason I don't like that he's chrono boosting out Stalkers is because there's almost always going to be that bunker. And whether you get here now or you get here 35 seconds later, it's still just a bunker. And your units are just going to be still just worthless, I feel. So there is that expansion, just like you talked about, 1-gate expand, pretty common stuff. He did do it off of 1 gas, which he can afford to do because he did scout the command center. So if you're not worried about a 2nd barracks or 3rd, or the TLO shenanigans where there's like 15 barracks, then you're actually safe to do this variant of the 1-gate expand, which is a lot more economical.
Yeah, I obviously do like this a lot. I like where both these players are going now. It is cross-position tal'darim altar. So, Jeff, tell me a little bit about what we can expect from the Protoss and where he wants to go with his overall build.
There's a lot of different... I don't know. There's different ideas that Protoss players have, but they all seem to hover around the same kind of idea. It's either 1-gate robo, and you get the fast robo, so you can get the Colossus pretty quick, but you also get observers out. But then there's players that will actually add gateways like we see here because he's already scouted 1 Rax expand. So there's no ambiguity in terms of like, do I have to worry about a Cloak Banshee coming really fast? No. Could a Cloak Banshee be coming? Sure, but it's not going to come at a time where you can't afford to go 2 gates first. Now, what you do have to be worried about is like a big Marine SCV pull, which is possible, even off an expansion, or just a straight Marine push. So a lot of times Protoss players will get those gateways up so that if that Marine push does come, it goes from a boon for the Terran player to a big punishment. Marines cannot outrun Stalkers, and of course, if the fight turns against them, they're just dead. It's a one-way trip. From there, Protoss players usually like to go Colossus or charge, and I said or charge because what I'm forgetting to say, not necessarily forgetting but leaving out, is either style usually has double forge. It's really in vogue for right now for Protoss. And if you look behind this, it is neither. Yep. It is tons of gateways.
7 gateways.
That is a lot of gateways.
And 7 gateways, usually indicative of a mass sentry zealot army composition. You can't really fund enough for just zealot stalkers.
Right.
So we will see him do a pretty heavy investment into both of those units.
Ooh.
What
Pylon goes down, and it's within vision of that Marine. That's a really weird choice because Gretorp, that's like dropping flyers saying, hey, we're coming to attack you.
Look what BCQD is doing.
We're going to attack you soon.
Instantly. 2 more bunkers.
Oh my gosh, that's such a weird choice. And they both saw each other. Is the problem I have with that. The Marine sees it, but also the probe. And the probe's just like, hey, I was told to build a pylon here. I'm going to do that. Okay? That's the voice that probes have.
Say that, or the probes say. They
yeah. Lot of sentries, and like you said, a lot of zealots. Very good read, Gretorp. That is all he can afford. He does not have the gas to the natural. He's actually stopped building probes an hour and a half ago. 3, 4 bunkers, even a missile turret just to cover his bases, and they're staggered, so no amount of force field is going to protect you from all of them. Wow. Okay, he's attacking with 3 zealots, and I don't know. This is so poor, actually. This is terrible.
Yeah, the Guardian Shield is good, but it's not that good, I would say. If he just targets down those sentries, which he is doing with those bunkers, he will be in a great position. Now he lost 2 bunkers. It can get pretty bad if you don't have something like Stim that's already finished, or +1. Those key upgrades.
Yeah.
They're going to be so important at actually stopping this. Now you can see box out yet again. Stim is going to be initiated. Targeting down the sentries is so important, and you can see just how bad the DPS for Choya's units
are.
This is,
all the force fields are gone.
This bunker actually might get saved. That bunker got saved. It's a hero bunker. Choya, this is like having your 4-gate held off. There's no gas behind this. If you look at the harvester count, 46 SCVs versus 37 probes. And actually, if you do harvester's loss, nope, it's only 2. So Choya's paddling up a certain creek right now. Okay, there it is. GG.
So a single pylon. No.
Choya played a lot better against me, by the way.
A single Marine. Single Marine, I would say, won him the game. That Marine that was by the pylon.
Yeah, it is, but it was funny because he's like having a smoke break, or he's peeing over there. He's like peeing in the bushes, and there's a probe building a pylon, and the guy's like, guys, it's a freaking probe. Built a pylon over here. And somewhere in some battle cruiser in high orbit, there was a captain, belay that order. Then he talked about how he was going to get attacked. That's what they always. That's how they open up when they talk about stuff. So that pylon in a different location where that's not being scouted immediately, does the attack work? Perhaps. Maybe he's only facing 1 or 2 bunkers.
Yeah.
And that first round of force fields actually stops him from being repaired, and then we're talking about a different game.
I agree.
Of course, it's a big dice roll to begin with, because if it gets scouted in other ways, then the same thing happens. But as it is, Choya's like, I have this really important thing that I'd like to show you. And then when he did that, he lost the game. Very disappointing.
Very straightforward. Kind of unnecessary. Super unnecessary, but...
Right.
That's that.
From kinda to super to... You could actually even go further with that. And
crazily.
It would be, there you go.
Crazily.
Yeah.
Stupefendous.
And, we all make mistakes, obviously. You could actually make a highlight reel of the mistakes I've made in big important matches. Choya has to rally back. This was a gimme. tal'darim Altar is a pretty good map PvT. It's not like it's a Terran graveyard by any chance, but this is not a map where Protoss go, well, it was tal'darim Altar, that's why I lost the Terran. No, it's a good map for this matchup, and he threw this away. So in a very short best of 3, he's got 1 game to recover, and then hopefully give himself a shot at game 3.
Yeah, so we're going to go into there after this break, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere.